So they say that music is the food of love. We have a 3-course banquet for you. And luckily, there are no calories involved. So you can have as much as you want, really. I'd like to introduce Arthur Hill and Manuel Manieri. So can I ask the two of you, or whoever's going to be the spokesperson, to tell us, were you doing songwriting before you started the Story Valley process?
I think we both experimented with it a little bit. But I think for both of us, it wasn't exactly what we were focusing on at college, so it was quite a new experience, definitely for me. I'd written music quite a bit before, but definitely the lyric writing and finding quite a lot of meaning within lyrics was not something I'd done previous to the project. I don't know what your experience.
Yeah, to be honest, same. I'm more into writing music compared to lyrics. So this was like a funny but fruitful exercise, I think. I think it was the first time we worked anything together, so it was a really cool experience.
So what kind of activities did you undertake to create the work that you've created?
So we had some workshops in our songwriting classes, and the one that inspired us, we were tasked with bringing items, objects, and working groups, and see what those objects were saying to us. What we were thinking about when looking at those items, and we picked a few. Really mundane things like plasters, and I think I had like a little, because I'm a Catholic, so I had a little Virgin Mary imagery thingy, and yeah, that's what we used for our song. With I have an Italian spoken part in our song, and that talks about religion, and that's what it's connected to. And yeah, it was mostly trying to find, we were following the idea that we're all the same in the end. And so using these objects to see what we were all thinking about when looking at them. But still thinking about the theme of coexisting. And even though, regardless of where you come from, nationality, etc., etc. So yeah, that's it. That was the main.
I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. But I have noticed that there are two of you. Yeah. So I'm presuming that you worked together on this. How did that go?
So it was actually a band effort in the beginning. We had a drummer and another singer, and Arthur today is going to sing for us. But today, just two of us, we decided to have like more of a stripped down acoustic setting. Working with lyrics, I think you came up with most of it.
So, lyric writing was not my speciality, definitely before doing this. So it was a really interesting exercise. But I think we took a couple of objects and worked with the theme that Manuel was saying there. So I think most of the lyrics ended up being me. I just kind of worked on them on my own time, and then I brought them in, and we
kind of tweaked them.
We tweaked them in rehearsals, and then we were keen to try and write music around that we felt expressed in music what we were saying in lyrics, and we were borrowing from a lot of genres, so we were trying to sort of use stylistic features of some of the artists that we were listening to, and it was a really interesting exercise, I think, for both of us, and especially, like you were saying, it was the first thing that we'd written together, so it was a great process.
So if you had to put it in a box, what would you call it? What kind of style is it?
Well, I think sort of darkish rock originally was how it intended to be. There's lots of electric guitars and drums, and it was quite well produced. For this, we've really tried to strip it back and make it as acoustic as possible with just the two of us, which has been really nice. It's a nice process, kind of rearranging it. And we wrote this when we were at Edinburgh College last year, so it's been lovely coming back to the song with a bit more experience and sort of more knowledge of arranging and rearranging it to our style now and to just the two of us.
That's great. So without any further ado, I think it's probably time for us to hear the music. But before I go, out of the two of you, who's John Lennon and who's Paul McCartney?
I'm Ringo Starr.
Manuel has the glasses. So
I'm going after that. I'm going.
Bleed, I bleed, we bleed the same.
tutti uguali agli occhi del Signore. Nessuna religione. Odia il prossimo tuo. Spenti come candele in chiesa. Il fuoco nelle vene. Tutti uguali agli occhi del Signore.
Because a heart broken when it rains, I fall apart. Raised you for your flames, because I always knew you'd fall from grace.
Thank you so much.
So we've all got stories, but sadly we can't tell all of them. So here's a bit of a taster from Jerry. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
What did you find about Story Valley that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I love the fact that there was a process to follow. There were some guidelines to given. There was a very clear deadline in terms of let's try and produce something by the end of January, and a real focus around that, and the opportunity to collaborate with my fellow students. Yeah.
Because I understand you hadn't done much in the way of songwriting
I have never
before,
written a
had you?
song in my life before. So I'm a first year HND student at Edinburgh College, and I've had a great time. And fantastic support by all the music staff within the department. And they've really coached me and helped me try and develop my songwriting skills from scratch. So I thought I'd give it a go, basically.
I think that's great. So you feel quite thankful for Story Valley?
No, it's been very helpful. Yeah, in that it's given me an opportunity to think through how we're going to tell a story and put that in the context, especially the Jack Tamson's Bairns aspect of it. That's really what got me going.
Right.
So I was asked to bring in an object that I could relate to with regards to Royal Jack Tamson's Bairns in Scotland. In my personal case, that was a photograph of our two boys, which was sitting on a table at home, and from that photograph, I then started and was encouraged to then brainstorm around, what does that mean to you, and how can you develop a little story around that, which you are prepared to tell. So, being Scottish, being one of Jack Thompson's bairns, having bairns myself, I thought there was quite a nice connect there, shall we say, and that gave me the inspiration to spend a bit of time prior to Christmas and over Christmas, getting my creative juices flowing, shall we say.
So I spoke to Jerry earlier. He's had a very fascinating life. Unfortunately, I'm not Graham Norton, so I'm not allowed to go any further into this. But he can express his life now with his music. So thank you very much, Jerry.
Thank you very much. So the song is called "Run Your Own Race." Smiles from ear to ear, looking forward to doing it all in a world without fear. High as kites, full of mischief, sparkle in their eyes. Fit for Game Boys running wild, they thought of compromise. Twarky parents Corky Pierce, what the hell we done? Brought these live wires into the world. Is that your idea of fun? How'd you keep them fed in water, steady on their feet, when after yet another day you're just dead beat? The winds watch every word and move and question we are why. Is it this way, that way, straight away, no way, even by and by? Every day's a school day for them, but also you. In the time at all, they'll suss it out. You haven't got a clue. 25 years later, a generation's passed. Another worldwide crisis. How long will this one last? Twa braw men, smiles for ear to ear, looking to dare all, despite the latest fears. Twa maturing parents, drinking in the sun and thinking of the damage that wasn't really done. Was it luck or wisdom that got us to this place? Or watching, learning for the ways as they ran the rain race, 'cause they ran the rain race. They ran the rain race. You gotta run your own race. You better run your own race.
Thank you, Jerry. That was brilliant.